Okay, how do you, she works in the medical field. How do you speak to someone when they bring up evolution versus the Bible? Well, first of all, again, it's understanding the Bible. If you read the first 11 chapters of Genesis, it gives us no sense of history. It only begins when we are in chapter 12 that it puts itself in a particular point in time in history with Abraham. Everything before that, we're not given any sense. So some scholars would say, is this exactly how we're teaching our children mathematics, right? That we're using, like Adam and Eve represent the first people that God created. And one of the questions, that says right there in the Bible, if Adam and Eve, and that was it, and their children, then why, when their children got married, were there other people on earth to marry? So what we do is we've got to understand the context and the people God was speaking to in that ancient pagan world. So I cannot put into context anyway historically those first. I'm not saying it didn't happen in history, but how does God put a lot of history together represented in a few individuals? Also, the Hebrew word for day does not necessarily mean 24-hour period of time. So day can be, it can be used for period, like what are different periods in culture? There was the Iron Age, right? We talk about periods of time, or it could be 24-hour period. Well, to God, the created order of God, what's so hard for God to do, if one day was 1,000,000 years or 10 million years? It doesn't. If God, the difference between evolution in the purest sense, evolution in the purest sense says that it's just an accident. But if you really read Genesis, also there was nothing and God spoke. Could we call that a big bang? Out of nothingness, God spoke, and there was, yes. The key to me is if evolution happened in the sense that I don't think that science and faith have to be so separate there. There's obviously some distinctions, but God could have been the cause of the Big Bang. Also, you see there that life began with water. Out of the way, there's a lot of things that coincide. So I don't have answers for that, but it's not conflicting for me. But one of the things I did learn, and I spent 6 years in seminary, 3 masters and 3 doctorate, was that Hebrew word's uncertain. And a lot of things we don't know. For example, when you read numbers in the Bible, their numbers were a different system than our numbers. We have still not broken the code of numbers in the Bible. So when it says someone lived X amount of years or it happened, we still do not know what years meant for those folks. That still has not been. Jerry Lucas, the old basketball player, some of you may remember, has spent a lot of time in the numerology in Scripture, and it's one of those things that's still a mystery to us.